What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for some more NU Suspect Test Laddering. Of course, Mega Camerupt and Typhlosion are on the slate to be suspected, and we're kind of just having some fun abusing Mega Camerupt, basically, in case it gets banned. I don't know if it's going to. It seemed kind of 50-50 on the Camerupt in the forums, from what I've seen so far. Typhlosion, almost everyone is saying that it shouldn't be banned, and I wholeheartedly agree. I actually think neither one should be banned. But that's just my personal opinion. We found a battle here, and he's got a very, very threatening team. He's going to lead off with the Pineco, and because of that, I'm going to lead off with Xatu, because then he can't set up any hazards, or, you know, he can't do any shenanigans. He's probably going to realize this and switch out, so I am going to go for a T-Wave here, because if I can catch something like Swellow possibly switching in here, that would be fantastic, because it will... I mean, regardless of what set he is, whether he's Boom Burst with Specs or if he is the Toxic Orb variant, we'd be able to cripple it. And he actually stays in just to go for Pain Split, which is really weird because Xatu has Roost. So I don't know what the point of you doing that is. I wasn't going to attack you. I'm going to go for T-Wave again. I mean, I could just spam T-Wave here, and he keeps staying in. I don't understand why. This thing likely doesn't have Explosion because it is level 1. So that would do absolutely no damage, and he's not cussed that berry or anything. He's just staying in on a Xatu just to spam Pain Split. I don't understand why. I don't get it. I mean, you can't kill me. You can get me down pretty low with those Pain Splits, but you're not going to kill me, so I could just roost up. And, yeah, eventually you're going to run out of Pain Splits, so I don't know why you're doing that. I mean, you can stall me out of some roosts, I suppose, by doing that, but that's really all you're doing. As he is going to go for the Pain Split again. My HP bar is doing a weird thing where even though I'm below 50, it's staying green. That's kind of strange. I guess it's just a showdown bug or something. I don't know if I want to stay in and just stall this thing. 'Cause clearly he's just staying in regardless. And he kind of fooled my plan. I really thought he was going to switch out, and yeah, I'm just going to U-turn out. I'll go into Mismagius because I can taunt it, even though he can Pain Split me. But anyway, my plan was for this thing to switch out and then set up Toxic Spikes, because if he comes back in and gets poisoned, then that kind of ruins his whole sturdy thing. So it's unfortunate I have to take so much damage on Spectra here, but he's got 2 normal types on his team, so I don't know how much Mismagius is going to be doing anyway. The rest of his team looks very, very threatening. That Vivian could potentially sweep the team, possibly, although Lantern can take some hits, even at like +2, just because Lantern is a beast. The Typhlosion is kind of threatening, but I can kill it with Camerupt. And I'm going to want to make sure I get up Rocks, because he's got a huge, huge Stealth Rock weakness. So he is going to go into Swellow on the taunt. He does reveal that he has the Toxic Orb. So I have a relatively safe switch into Heap, the Garbodor. It will be a 2-hit KO if he goes for Facade or Brave Bird, doesn't matter. And he is going to go for the Brave Bird. That does 57%. He's going to take all kinds of recoil from the Toxic and the Rocky Helmet and the recoil from the Brave Bird. I don't know if he's going to want to sacrifice himself here, because if he goes for Brave Bird again, this thing's dead. And I'm fine with trading Garbodor for that. And he's actually going to switch out to his Vigoroth. This is probably Bulk Up. I kind of want to just go for Drain Punch, though, get a little bit of HP back. I might be able to get into a range where another Brave Bird won't kill me, or it will at least be a roll, as he is going to go for the Bulk Up here. And that did absolutely no damage. Wow, that's not enough. That is not enough at all. To be fair, though, most of the time these things are mono-attacking with, what is it, Body Slam or Return. So I don't think he can hit Mismagius, and I can just taunt him, as he is going to set up a sub. And now he's probably just going to switch out or reveal that he has something to hit me with. Because I already showed the taunt, and taunt goes through subs. So there's really no reason for him to stay in and do anything. He's most likely just going to switch out. Oh no, he stays in to go for the Slack Off. Okay, so apparently he doesn't care that I could just taunt him. So unfortunately he does get back up to full health. And I will go for Nasty Plot here if he wants to stay in. No, he's going to go into the Swellow on the Nasty Plot, which is fine. I mean, I guess Dazzling Gleam may have been a better play there, just to ensure that I would break the sub if he stayed in, or get damage off on whatever came in. But, oh well. So, the Swellow is here, and if he's going to go for Brave Bird, I can just go into Lantern. I don't think he can kill me with a Facade either way, so I'm going to go into Lantern. And yeah, after all of that damage, that really didn't do too much. Only 35%. Lantern, why are you taking hits so well? That's a gut swallow. I can go for Protect here, and he will not be able to Facade me. He won't be able to U-turn out, and he's just going to die to the toxic damage. And we get some more lefties, so getting rid of this Swallow and still having everybody on the team alive, although we are kind of weakened, that's pretty darn good. Now, the next big threat to my team is probably going to be that Vivillon, which he will likely bring in next. I don't think he's going to go into Carracosta, although if that is a Shell Smash set, he's probably going to be waiting towards the end when some of its checks are removed. I don't think he wants to have Garbodor around, especially if he doesn't have EQ. Anyway, the Vivillon's going to come out here, and I would like to predict a Sleep Powder and go into Sawsbuck, as he does just go straight up for the Quiver, which is, I guess, a good play, because I could have went into Xatu there as well. But I am Choice Scarf, so if he is modest, I do outspeed him. I can just go for a Double Edge here, and that is likely going to take him down to a Sash if he has that. I mean, I guess there's always the option that he is Timid, because Vivillon's kind of slow, so it kind of makes sense to run Timid. And he is Timid. Okay, he's just going to kill me with the Bug Buzz. Fair enough. I don't think that mattered. I really don't think that crit mattered whatsoever. That's unfortunate, because the Horn Leech really scares that Carracosta, but there's not really anything I can do about that. Lantern can live a hit from this thing. It definitely can live a hit from a Vivillon at +1, because Lantern is stupid bulky. And, I mean, I can Volt Switch. That's not going to kill it, though. I mean, it will at least break its Sash if it has that, which I'm assuming it does, because I don't see a Life Orb. I don't know what other item this thing would be running. Maybe Lefties if it was a sub variant, but I feel like he would have gone for that already. He probably would have subbed on my switch to the Sawsbuck, I would guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making things up. But anyway, I am going to go into Angela here, and I'm going to go straight for a Volt Switch. Bug Buzz will not kill me. He can try if he wants, but it's not going to kill me. It'll do a good chunk, though. It'll probably do about 45%-ish, maybe. Maybe a little bit more than that. I feel like that's kind of low. But, I mean, Lantern just takes hits that you wouldn't expect it to, because it has just a naturally very high HP stat, and you can invest in both defenses, and it's crazy. Wow, it did do about 40%. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We get a crit. Ed's going to take it down to its Sash, which is great. Unfortunately, this team is severely lacking in priority. That's one of the main weaknesses that I've noticed of it, and this is a problem. I mean, I get a safe switch into whatever I want, which is great, but he's just going to kill something else, or multiple things. And actually, you know what? Now that he's down to his Sash at 1%, he probably is going to show off the Sleep Powder and try to set up a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bait that by going into Camerupt here. I really think he's going to be tempted to, or way too tempted to go for the Sleep Powder. So I am going to switch right into Xatu, pulling this double. If he does go for the Sleep Powder, I'll bounce that back, put him to sleep, and then I can kill him. And it's a little bit of an aggressive play, but it's a play that I think I need to make right now, because it'll prevent me from losing another Pokemon, and that puts me in a really good position. Hopefully he doesn't go straight for the Bug Buzz, otherwise Pineco is going to have a field day, and I won't have anything to really counter it other than taunting it, I guess. I'm going to set on the timer here just because he's taking a long time to think of his moves, which I know that's kind of ironic because normally that's me that takes forever. My battles are always so long because I take such a long time in between moves, but I like to think everything through. It's not like I'm just wasting time. I don't know. He does go for the Sleep Powder, which is great because we're going to bounce that bank. Bank? We're going to the bank with Sleep Powders. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. We can just go for a Psychic here, basically. Nothing on his team really wants to take that. Or I could U-turn. Do I really want Xatu out? Like, what is he going to go into after that? Probably Typhlosion, and then he just kills something. I don't really like that so much, so I'm going to click U-turn, as he does stay asleep, because obviously that was his first turn. So Vivillon goes down, that pays off for us. That would have been really bad if he did go for the Bug Buzz. I was going to have to sack something else, and then he definitely could have Sleep Powdered after that. That could have potentially just swept the entire team. Oh, that was close. So, crisis averted right there. That Pineco is still a little bit of an issue, but I don't think he's going to go into it with Mismagius here. And if anything, he has to go into either Typhlosion or Carracosta here. Carracosta is going to take a lot of damage because I don't think Aqua Jet just kills me unless he is Choice Banded. Pretty sure. Or maybe Life Orb does too. I feel like Life Orb Aqua Jet might do 53% to a Mismagius. And if so, we get to see what set he is. And that will also remove his Sturdy, so that's cool beans, although we also have the Toxic Spikes. So I don't really know what I'm talking about here. I think you have to go into Typhlosion, especially if it's Scarfed. And maybe it's not. Maybe that's why he's having a hard time. I couldn't think of the word that I wanted to use there. Oh my goodness, that happens way too often. Happens way too often. Hopefully he doesn't time out. I may have to cut this just because he's taken like a solid minute, maybe even more than that. And he does go into the Typhlosion, so if this is Scarfed, obviously it outspeeds. If it is Specs, it does not outspeed. Do I really need Mismagius here? I think I want to save it for Pineco. And I'm pretty sure that Vigoroth can't hit me with anything, because he switched out when he was behind a sub. So he's probably mono-attacking with Return or a Body Slam, so I'm going to switch into Stamp here, as he does go for the Eruption, and he most likely is locked into that, which means after I Mega Evolve, we will be in a good position because... Yeah, we're definitely going to be in a good position because we do get a little bit of extra bulk, and he really doesn't have a switch into this. Like, anything he wants to switch into just dies, pretty much. So he does go for the Eruption again. That does 30% this time. 30%. That's pitiful damage. We get up our Stealth Rocks, which is great for that Pineco, because unfortunately we're not able to poison it. And he is going to go out into the Pineco here and just sack it off to an Earth Power, which is fine, because that thing's just annoying anyway. Now he's going to go into the Carracosta. That's going to get poisoned, hurt by the Stealth Rock, so no Sturdy for you. I don't want to really stay in on this. What do I want to sack at this point? You know what? I'm just going to sack this. So I'm just going to go for Earth Power. He does show off the Aqua Jet and the Life Orb. He gets more toxic damage. And, I don't think Aqua Jet will kill Xatu just because I'm physically defensive. So I can get off a Psychic. That would do a lot of damage. What are the chances that he has EQ, though? I feel like the chances are like 50-50. Because he can have Aqua Jet, Waterfall, Stone Edge. What would his other move be? It's probably EQ. Yeah. It could have Knockoff. That could be a thing. Okay, we're going to the Garbodor anyway. I think that's my play to make. The worst thing that happens is that he takes more Life Orb and Toxic damage. And then I should just be able to go into Xatu and finish him off. So I'm going to go for the Drain Punch. That does 32% to a Carracosta. That's not even bad. And he is going to go for the Shell Smash now. I don't necessarily agree with that play. Just because you just give me another turn of Toxic damage and now you die this turn regardless. So I can sack something else and keep this Garbodor if I wanted to. What would I want to sack? Angler actually is a pretty good switch into Typhlosion now. And I don't think I'm going to need Xatu for anything else this game, so I'm keeping the Garbodor around. I'm definitely keeping Garbodor around. And he's going to go for the Waterfall that is going to finish me off, and with the Life Orb and the Poison damage, Carracosta is no more. So he's down to the Typhlosion and the Vigoroth. And what is the more likely of the two that he's going to go into? I don't know if it matters. Mismagius outspeeds both of them unless that Typhlosion is Choice Scarf. It's kind of hard to tell from the damage it did to Camerupt. Pretty hard to tell. I mean, usually it's a 50-50 chance. It's either Scarf or Specs. So you just kind of have to choose. I'm just going to go with Garbodor here. I don't think it really matters. I don't need Garbodor for Vigoroth. It's kind of nice for the Rocky Helmet and Aftermath and all that. But it's not a necessity because as long as I have Mismagius, I'm pretty sure I have this game in the bag. So I can just slowly wear him down with Dazzling Gleam. I will go for a Drain Punch here as he does go for the Fire Blast. That actually doesn't kill me, although he does get the burn. And I'm not going to get enough back via Drain Punch now, so that is a bit unfortunate. He does take toxic damage. I'm pretty sure he dies to another turn of toxic. So I can just go for protect. Although, is it worth risking that? I mean, I still get lefties. I'm just going to go for Volt Switch. He goes for Fire Blast. That does nothing. That does nothing. That does nothing. That has to be Scarf damage. That did 20% to a Lantern. Fire Blast from a Typhlosion. 20%. That's stupid. That is just stupid. So he forfeits. And we're going to look for another battle here because I know that was like 15 minutes. But since we're only doing 3 parts, I kind of want these videos to be a little bit longer. So we'll go for one more match. It was kind of a long battle too, 15 minutes. Why did it take so long? Like, we didn't even have an intro in this video. It's not like I was going over the team for 10 minutes. This is a very threatening team. Wow. Scyther is a problem. Scyther is a big problem. I do have Garbodor for it, but if I get worn down, that Scyther could really be an issue. Actually, the most threatening thing on my opponent's team here is actually the Golurk. It just tears apart my team. I don't really have a switch into it. Sawsbuck, I guess, but they do carry Ice Punch, so that's kind of scary. Rampardos can be a huge issue as well because he can carry EQ and can just predict Garbodor to come in and most likely just kill me in one hit. As I'm a female, the Mr. Mime comes out. I do outspeed this. I can go for Shadow Ball, and he is going to switch right into the Lapras, which doesn't take much at all, and he shows off the lefty, so I guess this is some kind of defensive variant. I'm tempted to taunt, but I feel like he's just going to attack me, hit me with like a Scald or something. Or maybe a Toxic. Kind of tempted to just go right into Xatu here. But it also could have like Freeze Dry or Ice Beam, and I don't know if I really want to do that. Is it worth it? I mean, I could roost off the damage, because he's lefties. He's probably not invested in his special attack at all. So I feel like that's an okay play to make right now, and that's what I'm going to do. Is he is going to show off the Rain Dance. So what are you going to be? What set is this? As I click T. Oh, no, he's Hydration. Why did I do that? That was a really, really stupid play on my part. Yeah, he's clearly Hydration if he's going for Thunder Wave. Why do I always think... I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. It obviously doesn't get Swift Swim, so that was just stupid. I just wasted several turns and took unnecessary damage. That's just a poor play on my part. Just trying to speed up the match a little bit, I guess. No excuse there. But I am going to go into Angla because this thing can't really touch me. So he has Whirlpool, and that's for trapping. So this is a Perish Trapping Lapras. Okay. So Rain Dance, Whirlpool, Parasong, Rest, I'm guessing. So I'm just going to continue to U-turn and Volt Switch out. We can stall out the Rain turns that way. I can also taunt this thing to prevent it from setting up Parasongs, I suppose. Suppose I can do that. Volt Switch did nothing, though. My goodness. 23% for a super effective hit is really, really bad. Like, just... terribly bad. So he is going to go for the Whirlpool again, and thankfully we are a little bit slippery today and we avoid the attack. Is he going to switch out here? I mean, if he doesn't switch out here, he's going to have to switch out the following turn. So I'm just going to go for Psychic. That really does 18%. He's definitely specially defensive, and he has to switch out here as the Rain is going to go away and he's going to perish the following turn. And I can just U-turn out. I could Roost as well to get my HP back, but I'm just going to U-turn. And he does go into Golurk, so I'm very happy I didn't Roost, because, like I said, I don't really have a switch into this thing. But I can go into Mismagius, because Shadow Ball will at least dent it. If it is Assault Vest, it's definitely going to survive. It may even survive if it's max HP, which a lot of them are. And, oh my goodness, that's Assault Vest. Wow. 53%! That's pathetic damage. That is seriously pathetic damage. As he goes for the Rock Tomb, so I don't know if I want to stay in. Let's see. I guess I could go into Angla just because he's not going to go for an EQ. Should I sack Xatu here? I don't know that I want to do that either. I mean, I don't know if I have a choice. So he is going to actually switch out back into the Lapras. And that's fine by me. I really wish I had Stealth Rocks up because I could at least be punishing these switches wearing down the Lapras at least a little bit. He's going to go for Rain Dance, I'm assuming. Either that or Whirlpool, and he is actually going to switch out again into the Gourgeist, and that still doesn't take too much damage from the Psychic, although we are getting some lefties recovery, so that's nice. This team is annoying. This team is really, really annoying. I don't know how I'm going to kill that Lapras. I really don't. Like, I need to wear it down some more before I can kill it with Sawsbuck. So he does go for the Shadow Sneak. That doesn't scare me. Like, this thing can't really touch me. You can't Leech Seed me. You cannot Will-O-Wisp me. All you can do is Shadow Sneak. Maybe he was thinking I didn't have Roost, so that's why he's just staying in. He's probably going to switch out now. And I'm going to click Psychic either way, I think. Or do I want to... You know what? I'm going to click U-Turn. Yeah, U-Turn. He's going to switch. He's not staying in. He knows this is a losing battle. He doesn't have any recovery outside of lefties unless this is also a rest set. So I will just U-Turn out as he goes back into the Lapras. My goodness. My goodness, this battle is going to be so long. I could go into Sawsbuck here and try to kill it. But I feel like 67% is just too much to ask for a Horn Leech to kill there. And I mean, although this doesn't really have anything to hit me with. So, like, what is it going to do? What is it going to do? I'm just going to go into Garbodor here. I'm going to start setting up some hazards. If he wants to trap me, that's fine. I will sack this if I have to. Like, I don't even care. Because, well, he could just... See, the thing is, he can just hydration off the poison. So maybe that was kind of stupid. Especially because I'm losing my sack to Scyther. But he's going to go for the Parasong. And I'm trapped via the Whirlpool. I guess this is a kind of cool set, I suppose. Haven't seen something like this in a long time. But I'm just going to stack my hazards at this point. I'm already dug in here. So we're just going to set up as many hazards as possible. That's basically the goal right now. He's going to get back up to full. But he can't have rain on the field all the time. And eventually he's going to get worn down. So he's going to switch out here into what? I'm not really sure. Maybe the Mr. Mime. Well, no, that's not really a safe switch. If I go for Gunk Shot, you're kind of screwed. Yeah, he is going to go into the Iron Golem. Lovely nickname for a Golurk. So we're going to die to the Parasong there. But now that we have all these hazards up, we're actually in a pretty decent position. Because that Lapras is going to have to come back in, and he's under a lot of pressure to have rain up now, which I guess is something. And if he does go into the Lapras, I'm just going to taunt it. No, he's going to go into the Scyther, actually. This is a speed tie. He just kills me with knockoff, even though I do have a Colbur Berry, just because Scyther's power. Unfortunately, because I did sack my Garbodor, which is probably silly, just for hazards. Now I don't have a switch into this. I can risk the speed tie, try to get some damage off, or I can go into... What am I going to go into? Nothing, really. I mean, Lantern can take a hit, but we can predict him to go for U-turn here, I guess. He's probably choiced in some fashion, as he is going to go for the Thief, actually. That is Choice Banded, if I've ever seen it. That did a lot of damage. 40%! Gets the nice Technician boost and everything. So I could protect here for some more lefties recovery. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, as he does go for the Thief again. So he is most likely locked into that. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have Knockoff and he has Thief instead. Just because Knockoff has the extra utility of getting rid of an item. Although it doesn't have the consistent power of Thief and doesn't get boosted by a Technician or anything. I'm just going to Volt Switch as he does go into his Gourgeist and allows it to get poisoned. So we're actually in a pretty good position here. And he's actually going to forfeit. Okay, fair enough. I mean, eventually that Lapras is going to get worn down to the point where I was just going to bring in Sawsbuck to kill it. I don't think I played well this match. I kind of just made some unnecessary plays to try to speed things up, which is not advised. Definitely not advised, but let's check to see where we are on the ladder, as this is going to be the end of the episode here. Where am I? Did I miss myself? Wait, we're higher than that. We're like 1180? 1172. Okay, we're number 11. That's not bad. I mean, considering the ladder is so small right now. pretty cool. 473 coil. We'll have to work on that a little bit, but that's going to be it for this time. Hope you guys enjoyed. We got one more part for this coming up in a few days, but until then, game on.